Hi guys, so I wanted to show you, after the first week I've been, if you've not yet caught up, I've been doing the 100-day project, and my project is looking at my stamps, or ordering them really. So I've been making these foam stamps, and they were all just in a plastic container, and I never know what I've got, and I just keep making more. And so what we have is a combination of two types of stamps, foam stamps. We've got one that I've hand cut, and you know, it's not always straight. And then we've got foam shapes that have been cut, and then I've put a design in them. Sorry, there's mosquitoes biting me. Okay. Right, so the machine cut ones are really, the foam is slightly firmer. I guess it's closely, if it was a knit, it would be closely knit. That's all right. But it's a lot firmer, and they come in specific shapes like flowers, hearts, birds, flowers, hearts and birds, I think. Yeah. So I've used two different types of tools, and I'll have to come in so that you can get a good look. So this one has been cut with one of those embossing tools. This is not designed for this purpose, but you do what you can. So I've gone around and then just poked holes where I needed to poke holes, and done lines, and I've also used a knife as well. And more recently I started using my wood burning tool, which is this, and it comes with different heads, so you get different patterns. So I'll show you with this one, whether you can see. Oops. Move these out of the way. So the pattern that was created on this was actually using this tool, and I went in and just pressed it like so. Let me come out, let me see if that helps. But it's just made a mark that is the shape of the end of this, but when you stamp it, it looks really quite effective. So quite a lot of my stamps look like this in the sense that they don't have this cardboard backing, and I've just made this out of card and then stuck with glue gun the stamp on. What I've realised for these is, for the smaller stamps, there doesn't need to be that much space in between them, so I can cut this down and these will just get a revamp. So what I wanted to show you after the first week, one of the things that I want to get done with my stamps. So one of them is, I want them all to have a backing. So they will all, so this one's fine, this one's got one, this one needs to be restuck. So it's doing that, and then cutting them down where there's too much space around them, because when you're actually stamping, you don't actually need that much space. That's what, for me, I don't need that much space. It's nice if they're just the size of the stamp itself, and then it's easier to place and control, because you haven't got the, you know, the see-through stamp thing. This stamp thing, I thought I had one here. I did take one out. But it's the Perspex, like a stamp pad thing. So that's what I'm going to be doing. And the other thing I have created out of this is that lots of paper. So lots of background paper, and I will be sharing some of this with you towards the end of the month. But it's stamped paper, and it's using, I've been experimenting with stamps, and some of the patterns I've stamped on it, and then they've got flowers on them. So these would make nice tags, and then I've written some words in them. So I'm going to pull out a selection for this month, and actually what I might do is just let you have, pull out a selection, and then you can have a selection each month while the 100-day project is going on. I'll give you a selection of the stamped papers, and so it would be more like it will have a variety of different stamps on, and you can use this as background paper. And as I say, when it's cut down in things like tags and things like that, it looks really nice. And I have to thank Fam. She shared a lovely project, and I'll leave the link here to her project. She was making, it was some condolency cards, but they're really lovely, and she used the tags that I'd given you, the art tags. So these papers, while there's a lot on them, there's almost like different layers. It's been layered with stamps, layered with colour, and so you've got some pops of colour on here. And yeah, I hope to see if you create anything with them. I hope it'd be great for you to share it. And what is it? You'll get to some of these papers, because I have been planning ahead, working ahead. So some of the papers will have stamps on that have not yet been shared. So you'll be able to get a sneak peek of some of the stamps in the 100-day project. You may have seen this one already. I've used this in quite a few projects. Okay, so that's one of the things that I've been doing. The other thing I want to do with the stamps is have them in one place, so I can look in here and know what stamps I've got that I've actually made. Now, since I started the 100-day project, I've just been making so many more. It's just like once you get on a little it's like a little rampage of making stamps. Anyway, so this book, I've had it for years and not used it, so I thought, why not place the stamps in? And what's going to happen is I'm going to stamp them on card and then just attach them in here, and I'm going to separate them by their by what they are. So all the hearts will go in here, all the hearts will go together, and I will leave some spaces, so if I make additional hearts I'll be able to put them on. So some of my designs take up the whole page, some of them will just take up part of the page. So like this one is small. I think the biggest one, I've got some that are this size, or like this one would take up, the stamped image would take up. So I'm just going to arrange them on the page and just take the space I need. I've got over 100 stamps, so I'm hoping that this will be suffice to hold them all. Okay, so there's that. So by the end of the 100 days, this will have all of my stamps in, images of all my stamps. So I could just come here and look, and then they'll be separated, like there may be 7 stamps together, so I know that this is set 1, and I'll just categorize it like that. Alright, so it's a photo scrapbook, and I might even cover it with something. You know, I might even take some of my stamped images and create a nice cover. So that's something that I'll do with you guys, and let you see. And then the other thing, which you may have seen, is I've been creating these mini watercolour, no, they're not watercolour, they're, so it's using the stamped images, but again, layering it, ink and neo colours, and then I've written a word. So I really liked the way that came out, and as I say, I like the way that it's layered. Now, the inks that I use on my pad, so the pad I have is this, it's a pigment ink stamp, but I've had this for years and it dried out. So what I filled it with was these. I got these, I got these years ago. I brought two different colours. I've got a blue and a black. I wish I'd brought more of the black. But anyway, but I have got other drawing inks that I've had. But this one is water resistant. So, and it's water resistant because it says it's got it says it's formulated using brilliant water soluble dyes in a shellac medium which dries to a water resistant film. So what happens with this is that when you layer it, I can then go over without it, well, you know what water resistant is, but I can go over it with paint, and it was just like, oh my gosh, this is so lovely. So that's how, when you do the layers, you can do so many, you know, a variety of different layers, and that's what I did with these stamps. I've done several layers, and then I chose the one that was my favourite of the 7, and it was this one, and we've got this image here. So I just wanted to give you, that's a behind the scenes view. The other thing I used, so I've got these, so I'll show you what I did the rest of the model. It was just on watercolour paper that I've cut down. And the first layer was these distress inks, distress stains. So I've got a set of 6. Again, I've had them for the longest and just haven't used them. Okay, so yeah, we've got the distress stains. So I put the distress stain on first, and then I start stamping, and then I bring in the neo colours, and you would have seen it in the video, it's speeded up, and what I'll do is I'll share the non-speeded up version here so that you can actually see as I apply the layers. But yeah, I liked the way they came out, so I'm going to be doing this style for the rest of the stamps. I'm just doing this once a week because there's other things. These 100-day projects can really take over your life. It's just like, anyway, so but when I finish this whole thing, all my stamps will be in order, and I will have and know what I have. So the first part for me was to, you know, just stamp each one of these, stamp them on here, and this will probably be what I take and stick in the book. But as I say, I've made more heart stamps since then. But it's just like an artist needs her supplies, and I've been making them out of, oh, I didn't tell you what I made them out of. So as I say, these shapes are shop brought, so they're foam, so you can, you know, you can usually find them. I found these in a furniture store, and it was one of those decal, I think they call them decals. They're like wall, you can stick them on the wall, they're sticky, and they were covered with like this glittery pink. So it was obviously for a child's bedroom, and I'm always on the lookout for different things. So I was thinking to myself, oh, I could use that in my art journals. And then over the years, it's just like, oh, I can make stamps out of them. So I made stamps out of them. And this one, these ones that I've actually cut myself are from, it's a, what was it? You know those stores that sell either, it's either, well, this particular one was in my dollar store. These particular cut ones were in the dollar store. And what it is, you know when you go camping and you can lay out a foam base before you put your sleeping bag on. And that's what this is. And I've just cut it up. And over the years, I've been using it for different things. I've even got one here that I was going to use it to, so this is literally what it is cut up, but you can poke holes in it with the, as I say, with this embossing tool, or the best thing I've found so far is my heat burning tool, but I have to have a fan on. I've got I have my fan on blowing because it's got fumes. You're burning foam basically, so you don't want to breathe in the fumes. So that's what it is, and that's my last piece. Ooh, so whatever I was going to use it for here on my table, it's now going to be, I'm going to cut it up and create, I might make some more faces because I like making faces, and I'll show you a sneak one. Yes? You want to see it? Look at this. Oh, but this is actually made from a different foam, and I'll show you what that is. So I've got some where, you know, this foam, it's really thin, and what you can do is layer them. You can cut out a design and then layer it. And what I did was, where is it? I did this one. So this is a part of the 100-day project. I just did this recently. So I've done the design, and then I stuck it. It's 3 layers. I'd used this pokey tool first, but when I used the stamp, it wasn't indented enough. So then I went round and used my wood burning tool, and so you've got a really nice pattern in there. And I've just experimented with it just to make sure that it has. This is the first one that I stamped. So with this one, you have to apply the pressure evenly to get it all done. And the other thing that I found with it was that, just see if I'd stamped it anywhere else. The first one is too much. The first stamp impression is too much, but then the later one, which is less, has got less ink on it, actually works better. But it makes for a nice, like, you know, this is just it makes for a nice, this is a background or a layer that I can then go and work on as well. So I might make some actual figures out of it, and like you can see some of these stamps that they make nice layers, and it's almost as if you've used a some of the designs can look as if you've used a jelly plate. I used to have one, I made my own, but it when we came to Barbados, it started to melt, but I didn't, in my head it was just, oh no, I have to get rid of it because it's going off, but it wasn't going off. What I could have done was just remelt it in the microwave and then set it again, but you learn. I saw an artist she demonstrated it, and I was just like, oh my gosh, I could have done that with my the one that I had. Anyway, I brought some more gelatin and stuff to make another one, but I just haven't felt the urge to do it. I'm gonna play with that one. So that's what's gonna happen with my stamps. I've showed you how I made them. I've showed you how I've made them. I've showed you how I did the art thing, what they're going to go in when they finish. And yeah, I'm going to be using them more in my work. Because when you think of when you're doing mark making, like for this one for instance, this is a new design, or even this one, these are new designs that, or the leaf, I really like some of the, I'm going to try and do some more botanical ones. See, another heart there that I've made. But yeah, these you won't be seeing these in the 100-day project because I've just but again, they've added to the pile. So So I hope that's been informative. So there's 3 types of, we'll just recap, 3 types of foam. I've got 2 here, 3. So this is the 3rd. This one's really firm and it takes a while to burn into it. This one's really easy, and this one is the same, and you only need 1 layer, but with this one, these you need at least 3 layers to make it substantial. And yeah, and then creating not only background papers, but creating, you know, like a nice piece of art. And background papers. So when in future, I don't know whether you might do this or not, when you use your stamps, just get a blank piece of paper and get off the excess, and then you can use it in backgrounds. Okay, so hope that's been useful. Take care for now.